good afternoon. Welcome to this blessed day of a book. And today I'm inspired once again with the mindset of knowing how to prosper. And today I'm sharing just my thoughts on what it means to really prosper and what it means to really during this season with the challenge that we have this season to really prosper with knowing that with the challenge that there's an opportunity to be blessed, there's an opportunity for us to prosper, there's an opportunity for us to really see reality with where we are at and to really see the brightness of a new day. And therefore, knowing how to deal with the challenge at hand, knowing how to control the challenge within this season, knowing how to really walk forward in this season with that mindset of knowing that you have control over where you are at, and with that mindset of knowing that you have control over your reactions and you have control over where you see yourself mentally tomorrow. And therefore, the requirement for us to really take control with deciding how we see ourselves tomorrow, deciding where we see ourselves at the next day, deciding mentally, do you really want the negativity of things to influence you, or are you rather gonna work on what is good for you and continuing strong, or are you really gonna have the weaker side of you take control? And therefore know that you have control over really making sure that you continue to stay strong and that you continue to mentally appear with you this season. And therefore, um, to start off really with today, we realize that we have the challenge, but we also do realize that we have a new day. And therefore, we are required to move forward with knowing where we are at, with knowing the brightness of where we are at, knowing the opportunity that we have to better today, and therefore moving forward with that freedom, allowing ourselves to be free, allowing ourselves to really prosper with what it is that we do. And therefore, um, when I speak about allow yourself, it means you don't limit yourself to really receive, you don't limit yourself to really be free, and you don't limit yourself to really move forward with that moment of knowing that the success of you is what you have control over also, and knowing that when you have control over your success step, you know how to receive your success step, you know how to really step forward. And when I say you allow yourself, I've been speaking a lot about educating, advocating, and therefore reacting in a different way. And I've learned that on social pages, we are daily being educated, but we have the opportunity, therefore, to represent with who we are and with knowing that we require respect, and that there's also a place for us to really raise our voice and say, I really appreciate respect, and I really appreciate me, and therefore I also have a place on earth, I also have a place where I'm required to be, and I require also respect for that. And therefore I'm just continuing, and if you allow yourself, you don't ignore that you are required to really represent with that pure respectful character of who you are. If you allow yourself, you really break free, and if you allow yourself, you really appear better. And therefore the mindset change is required in the season, because yes, we are mentally being challenged, but yes, we are mentally also required to appear strong and to look after ourselves mentally. And with the mental prosper, we are required to allow ourselves to mentally break free of what it is that we see, to mentally break free of what it is that we allow on ourselves, whether it is that we listen to about this COVID season every day, every time on the television, whether it is that we go onto our social pages and all we see is nudity, all we see is people really abusing womanism. And you really have to decide that I'm gonna mentally prosper with respect, making sure that I owe respect to myself, and therefore that's my voice when I speak out. I say that, you know what, I also have a platform and I also have the opportunity to say that I require respect as well. And then that is you knowing that you mentally are prospering. I've learned earlier, someone spoke and said, we have to take captive of our thoughts in order to really be free from a challenged moment, to really be free from depression. And I never knew what it meant to be taken captive of your thoughts. And today I can explain it better with saying that you have to really know how to receive good, how to receive prosperity, and how to receive acceptance. And therefore, if I have to really speak about having to prosper, having to work on what you receive on yourself, have to when I have to speak about what you have to allow yourself, then I would really speak about accepting that yes, there's differences, that yes, there's going to be challenges. But with the challenges that we have to really allow that break free from this challenge. We have to really listen to what the challenge is teaching me concerning myself, concerning the season that I'm at, concerning what I need to know about the season that I'm at. And therefore, when I step forward, I step with understanding. And when I define understanding, I define it as submitting. I define it as accepting. I define it as appreciating. I define it as I might not know what the situation is, but I therefore am ready to learn concerning what the situation requires me to learn about. We really might not know what this COVID-19 season is, but we have the ability to really learn what concerning the season we need to get right in our lives. We need to learn what concerning the season we need to get right about what we do, about how we maybe had an attitude of ignorance, about how we maybe had an attitude of oppressing someone else, about how we maybe had an attitude of bullying someone else. And this season, you don't accept it on you, but you mature with understanding what is required of you and how you should react with the season at hand. And therefore, when you know how to react, you know how to receive a blessing, you know how to prosper with the challenge that there is, you know how to deal with the challenge better. And therefore, when you step out, you step with that mindset of, I'm not going to be stuck in this challenge. I'm not going to be stuck in the negativity of this, but I need to see what it is that I need to rectify in my life in order to step forward better, in order to see the brighter day, in order to appreciate when I step out and I see the blessedness of earth and I see what it is that we have been blessed with. I then know how to appreciate, because I have allowed myself to really accept and to really forgive myself and to really listen to the voice in season. I mentioned in my book Evoke about the seasons that speaks with a sound, about the softness in the spring season, about the winter season, but having to learn to the voice in season is important. And therefore, when we see this as a season, we need to understand what it is that this is speaking concerning us about. And therefore, retrospection, therefore, appreciation, therefore, forgiveness, in order to really receive the qualities that's represented with where we are at. And really continue on acceptance is we have to learn to accept something good. We have to learn to know how to prosper with it, and we have to learn to know that the nature, what nature is required when we receive something good. When I speak about a nature, I speak about my attitude. I speak about when someone blesses me, I know how to receive a blessing, I know how to accept a blessing, and I know how to bless someone else. And therefore, understanding everything concerning where we are at is important. And therefore, we learn to forgive, we learn to accept, and we learn to appreciate. And when we learn those important qualities of forgiveness, acceptance, and appreciation, we therefore nurtures how to prosper. We therefore know how to take control of our thoughts, of where we are at, and we therefore stay in control mentally with not having to break down because of the challenge, but know what is required of me to understand, to know where I'm at, and to therefore step forward better, step forward in the brighter season that we are at, and therefore stepping forward, continuing to be me. Because yes, we are being influenced a lot, but there's also a voice speaking when we are being influenced. And what I take on is knowing how to take on good, is knowing what the voice that speaks when we are being challenged, knowing what I need to learn concerning my challenge, knowing that yes, daily we are being educated, daily we are being required to represent, and daily we are being required to stay true and humble to who we are, so that no one takes advantage of us, so that no COVID season or no COVID challenge in this season takes advantage of us, but so that we know that we stay true, that we stay humble, and that we stay sober-minded with where we are at. That's the strength required in this season. And I hope that you would walk this journey of a mindset control and learning how to accept, that you will continue to walk this journey with me. And our focus on mindset control tomorrow will continue on acceptance, will continue on stepping out from your situation, from watching the negativity on the television every day, but also seeing the brighter of the day. Stepping out knowing that you are required to be better, you are required to look after yourself, to look after where we are at, and you are required to appear on a daily basis with the better mindset of knowing that our education did not stop in the primary school. Our education did not stop when we received our degree, but daily we are the educating and advocating voice for someone out there. And therefore, let us allow that respect, let us allow that acceptance, let us allow the forgiveness, and let us allow appreciation with everything that we do. May you have a blessed acceptance day, and may you know in the season what is required of you. God bless you. Have a blessed day.